Good afternoon. I want to share something from my book, Building Faith and Character Through Life Challenges. I was thinking about how a lot of people right now are going through a shift, and maybe they prayed for something or have been pursuing something specific, and they thought that the journey was going to look one way, and right now it looks a mess. It is crazy, it's chaotic, it's scary, it's confusing, and they don't understand and they don't know what to do about it or if they should do anything at all. So I thought about this chapter in my book, and I'd like to read it to you because if you're one of those people, this message is for you. Now, these chapters in this book are short, so just know that this is not going to take long, but the message will be strong. All right, so the chapter is called Going to the Next Level, the remodeling process. So here we go. I was talking to a friend one night who was planning to move to New York to pursue her acting career on a higher level than she was currently experiencing. We discussed how challenging that year had been for her in ways that she'd never experienced before. Things had been great thus far. They changed when she made a decision to switch gears with a particular part of her career. This was no small shift either. She felt strongly in her spirit that it was time to take this part of the game to new heights, and she made a bold vow to see it through, although she had no idea when or how it would happen. After she made her determination to advance, some of the previously planned career moves that she thought were set in stone suddenly fell apart. In fact, she told me that it seemed like nothing she tried to do took effect. She was totally thrown off guard. As things got worse, she even began to question whether it was meant for her to succeed in her ventures. Then the conversation took a different turn when I asked her at what point she had made her new career vow. Ironically, it was just a couple of months before everything in her world began to crumble. When I assessed what she had told me about her impending move, what the impetus for it was, how it all came together, and then looked at the timing between when she shifted gears and when things physically changed for her, I knew exactly what was happening. She was in the thick of being taken to the next level. Yet, the only thing she could see was all the chaos that surrounded her. And all she could feel was how incredibly uncomfortable and disheartening it was. In reality, even with all of the drama, her life and plans were completely on point. I then went on to say that most of the time when we make a determination to do big things, we have no clue what really needs to happen to achieve our goals. We're unaware of the external, environmental, and internal, spiritual, metamorphosis that is necessary for our advancement. In other words, we forget that in order for things to change, particularly in the huge ways that we want, it's impossible for them to stay the same. Sometimes we're not yet in a physical or mental position to do or handle the things we want, even though we may swear we are, which means that for us to be fully prepared to receive our blessings, our lives have to be overhauled. Many of the things and even people we know, love, and are comfortable with may have to go bye-bye because they won't be needed in the new scenario. They may even be a hindrance. Everything that's not in alignment with our chosen next level will be removed, like it or not. But because we're only thinking about the result that we're so anxious to get to and not the journey there, when the craziness starts, we think something's gone terribly wrong, that we're stuck in a cycle of doom and failure, that what we're experiencing is some type of bad cause payback that has been lying dormant, and now all of a sudden we're being attacked. It's not just one proverbial shoe that's dropping. It's a whole closet full of shoes incessantly knocking us upside our head, and we feel like we're being punished. That's not true. When we pray for grand changes and better quality situations, Obviously, we can't have a two-way conversation with our source of choice, God, Most High, Universe, Spirit, etc., about when and how we'll get our result. But rest assured, there is definitely a floor plan in place that's being utilized for our big shift. We just can't see its details beforehand. This is often maddening because we can't prep ourselves for what's ahead since we don't know what it is. We always feel better when we at least have an idea of what's around the corner. Once we pray for change with conviction, our lives begin to undergo the mysterious remodeling process that will perfectly position us to experience the beautiful and expanded life we imagine. But remodeling is usually a messy job filled with all kinds of unexpected changes and surprises, and it's at that time that we'll be required to endure things we hadn't planned on or even thought about. In the midst of all the dust and debris that are our challenges while on the way to our blessings, we must make a firm determination to trust the process, to trust our source of choice, to believe that no matter how uncomfortable and inconvenient our lives may get along the way, we are on the right track. While we're at it, let's determine that we'll do our best to endure the discomfort calmly and with grace. Let's declare that whatever obstacles are tossed onto our path, we'll show up to conquer them immediately and willingly. No procrastinating or running away out of fear, with the understanding that the sooner we show up and take care of our business, the sooner we can cross those trials off our list and move swiftly to where we want to be. Because when we arrive at our destination, everything we will have gone through will make sense and will have all been worth it. We'll be ready to take flight after having braved the unpredictable blueprint that was hurled upon us and that taught us the lessons we needed in order to be able to function at our highest and best capacity within our new high-level circumstances. This book is available on two of my websites, HustleDivaSpeaks.com and HonorTheSpiritWork.com. So Honor the Spirit is my life coaching program, and this book is one of the 3 books that built the program. So my life coaching program was born from 3 of my self-help books, and this is one of them. And you can also, again, get it on my general website, which I call my hub, HustleDivaSpeaks.com. But if you are interested, this is a great book for helping you move through those quote-unquote general life challenges that you may not necessarily need to hire a different type of coach for, like a financial coach, a relationship coach, like a niche coach. These life challenges are the ones that just come along and kind of stump you and leave you wondering how to move through them. And that is what this book is about and for. And that is what my life coaching is based on. It's really about helping people move through those other level circumstances that you wouldn't necessarily think to hire a coach for, but you're kind of stuck in. So once again, this is Building Faith and Character Through Life Challenges. Get your copy and get some help with those life challenges that seem like they should be easy to surmount, but sometimes you find that it's not as easy as you thought. Have a great weekend.